Hey guys, today guys I'm gonna do a quick, actually not a quick tutorial, it's actually gonna be a long tutorial on fire tanking. I am gonna do the different specs and the artifacts used, the different ways I normally tank with fire. Yeah, all different ways, I normally do it. There's not no one way I normally tank. There's a lot of different ways. Also guys, there is gonna be a giveaway on my channel soon, coming up around Easter time. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel to learn more about that, I will have actually I already have a video about it, so I'll have the video in the link in the description box. Also I'll have an end screen at the end of the video. You guys could click on the end screen video so you guys could find out what that giveaway is about. So if you guys want to participate in the giveaway, you have to be a subscriber. So if you guys want to participate in the giveaway, you just gotta subscribe, and you could check out the official rules. I have all the rules in the description box, you could check that out. So yeah, that's about it about the giveaway. I don't want to backtrack too much on that. Let me talk about let me get right into it about the fire tanking. Alright, so in the past, basically you could have just sit back and just turtle tank everything and heal yourself, but after stat revamps, a lot of stuff have changed, First thing I'm going to talk about is the fire soul mechanic real quick. Let me go to traits real quick. Actually, traits, fire, go down to tank. Where's tank? Okay, tank roll. Alright, tank roll, you get 50% health, 50% incoming healing while not blocking. So the best thing is not to block with fire anymore. Old days you could have blocked and just still tank everything and heal yourself, but now it's better not to block. You gain fire soul, right? It's where your defense gonna increase depending on the number of hits you do. Let me read it real quick for you guys. Fire soul, gain 35% defense while not blocking as you directly burning enemies. This bonus increases up to a maximum of 60% defense while not blocking. In the past I did a video, what happened with the update and stuff, demonstrating the fire soul mechanic and stuff. I could actually show that real quick. I won't really go into much detail about it, but if you want to see more detail about that video, I'll also have that video in the end screen video. You could click on that to check it out. So let me demonstrate that real quick. My current stats right now, my defense is 96k, and once I start the power interaction with the burning, I'm going to use immolation to start the burning, and I just gotta keep on attacking. You're going to see how my defense goes up. You could use weapon attacks and you could also use your powers. Just keep on, you don't have to block and stuff. If you block, you're going to use that defense buff. It goes up really fast now. The defense buff is, you see, 113k. And drop block nice. You see, you got a little buff. No big buff. A little buff. But that's gonna be really useful with the Everyman prototype and Mystic and play and stuff. All that's gonna help it. You have those. I'll show you. I'll demonstrate those artifacts. Later on in the video. Alright, that's about it. I'm moving on straight to the different methods. I normally tank. Alright, guys. Let's move on to it. Alright guys, moving on to the loadout, spec, and artifacts used. As you guys all know, artifacts played a major role in how tanks normally spec. Due to the bonuses we get, when we spec certain ways. I'll show you guys the 4 major ways I normally spec with the artifacts I'm using. The first way I'm going to show you guys a boss and add spec, where you're going to be using the Mystic of the Symbols and Everyman prototype artifact. Let me show you guys that real quick. Go to traits, iconic powers. Okay, for iconic powers, you're going to get Amazon Reflection, 𝗕𝚎𝚎 Mesmer Naso, Fremont Blue. The movement now, flight, some flight. Okay, supersonic, dive bomb. You wanna get restraint resistance, get those extra 10% restraint resistance, encase and a root resistance, and 10% stun resistance. You also wanna get dust off. If you're super speed, you get dash attack, and then you want to get vacuum bubble. I have these moves here in case I want to do the Gemini spam. I normally switch them out depending. Alright, the weapons, I normally use one-handed. I put like 1 skill point. That's my preference. Some people go for the rest of skill points and they put the rest in the combos and whatever. But that's if you got a lot of skill points to spare. It depends. It's your preference. Alright, the start points. You want to go in hybrid, so you got an extra 5% dominance and 5% restoration. You're gonna put 20 skill points in critical healing chance and 40 in critical healing magnitude. Fire tank needs these points here because it benefits them a lot for their healing. You're gonna maximize the health since you're using the Everyman prototype artifact, and since you're using the mystic symbols of the 7, you're gonna dump the rest in restoration. I will show you guys why in a moment with these 2 artifacts, what they do. Alright, Everyman prototype, as you can see, let me read this real quick. Genetic alterations cause your skin to harden when your life is threatened, giving your defense equal to 8% of your max health value, and when your health gets low. Health range bonuses. Okay, so what they're saying here is like, since I don't have the artifact maxed out, you can't really see what the 4%. Okay, so from 75 to 51%, right? If your health drops in that range, below like around 75 to 51%, you're gonna get defense based on your health, how much health you have, like your base health. If you're 2% of the max health, is gonna convert it to defense. So it's gonna be 2% of your max health, whatever your max health is, that is going to be converted to defense. So if it drops between that range, 75 to 51%, it's gonna give you a defense buff, in other words. And then if it drops below 51%, at 50 to 31% range, it's gonna give you a 6%. The 6% max health is converted to defense, in other words. And 30% or lower, 9% of max health is going to be converted to defense. If I level this artifact to 200, it's a little better. You're going to get a little bit more percentage bonuses. You can see it's going to be 4% for 75 to 51%, and for 50 to 31%, they're going to be 9% health bonus converted to defense, and 30% or lower, it's going to be 12% max health competitive defense. So it's a really good artifact. So that's why you want to maximize specking into health with your skill points. The mystic symbols of the 7, it works off of your restoration also. Let me read this real quick. Protection of the 7. The powers of the symbol embolden the user, granting them the following bonuses. When hit by an enemy, increase defense by 5% for each enemy within 5 yards, maximum 20%. Increase healing received by 10%. Regenerate a small amount of health based on restoration each time you are struck by an enemy. 0.25%. 0.25 second cooldown. So what they're saying here is also, okay, you also heal and your defense go up with this artifact. So you're gonna increase your healing by 10%, and it's gonna regenerate amount of health based on how much restoration you have and how much time the enemies hit you also. So in other words, if you have more restoration and more odds or whatever hitting you, you're gonna heal more. I'm gonna demonstrate that later on. So the more restoration, it's really good to have a lot of restoration if you're using this artifact. It's up to you. If you have a lot of skill points, you could prioritize over the mystic, or you could prioritize over the everyman prototype, but it's up to you. I normally prioritize on everyman prototype. I think it's a really strong artifact. That's just my opinion. But yeah, this is a loadout for boss and ads. I'm going to show you guys really quick the loadout. So the loadout is Immolation, Stoke Flames, Hardlight Shield, Engulf, Backdraft, Burnout. That's my immunity, good breakout. You could always switch that out, but I normally like to use this one when I'm doing ads and boss. Especially when you're getting stun and stuff. I'll demonstrate real quick. Actually, let me show you guys the gear I'm using. Okay, it's one-handed. The mod. It's item level 287. Absorption adapter. You can read it right here. Weapon attacks have a chance to activate the shield, reducing damage by 75%, not the damage equal to 30% of your health prevented. For the supercharge, it doesn't really matter in this case because I'm not really using one. But if I normally put on one, it will be my movement supercharge, which gave me a shield, which is supercharge dust off. Fortified assault for your neck, increases your defense by additional 10% while not blocking. I normally use weakening field. There's a reason why I use this. Okay. The reason why I use weakening field is because, like, when you have a lot of odds, it reduces your control resistance by 30%. It's really, really good. So if you stun them with the emitter, right, the emitters, it's gonna last a little longer. That's why I normally use this, because all the odds are hitting me and stuff. Hearty increases your health by 5%. Well, I just put in this because I use my battle tank, restoration flashpoint. That's the only good one I have. For the feat, you want to get Tumbling Master. This is very important, when you want to avoid stuff. Dodge roll. You won't get interrupted while you dodge rolling. Okay, the hand mods. I normally have empowered in channeling because I normally use absorb heat in my battle tanking, so yeah, it doesn't really matter for the hand mod. So yeah, that's about it for the gear there. The face, the omnipotence face, I have dominant and health. Utility belt, supply jug, dampened fields. on chronometric emitters. Alright, moving on. I'm gonna demonstrate really quick on some odds how the mystic of symbols work. So let me just take off the every movement prototype real quick. I gotta get a good bit of odds. Let me see. Actually, let me take off this one too, so I'll show you guys when I put it on how it heals. Alright, just come close to these guys. I don't want to kill them. This artifact is very good when there's a lot of odds. Like the more odds, the more you heal back, and you know, the more restoration you have to also heal back a lot. You see my health is just dropping there. We got the next guy over here to come too. I just hope nobody don't come and kill these odds, so I can show you guys. Let me put it on real quick. This is how much life it drains out there. And if I put on the mystic, alright, watch how it's gonna start healing me. You see all this? I haven't used my powers yet. If I hit a shield now, it even heals more. See? Because I'm mitigating the damage, yeah. Taking no damage actually. So they you know, so damn they feel. So I'm healed all the way up by not even using my powers. So you see how really good that artifact is for odds. It's really, really good. Let me demonstrate also let me show you the defense also, how the defense goes up. Let me come out a little bit, go back in. Alright, what's my defense right now? It's a buff in this area. 107k, 107k. Let me see if it'll go up, because this area got a little buff. Let me go back to the odds. Let me see over here. These here. Alright, for some reason it's not working. Because of the buff. I'll have to test this in a different area. Alright guys, I'm now going to test the mystic to show you guys how their defense goes up. My current stats at the moment. Defense 96k. Alright, let me see, 96.7k. Let me see, pull some odds real quick. Mystic. This should be good here. Alright. So you see it gone up to 106.7k. So the Mystic, you know, it gives you a little defense when you have odds around you, and also you get healing, you know, depending on your restoration. The more restoration, the better. So that's why I advise you spec in restoration if you're using this artifact. Alright, I'll be moving on to the Everyman prototype. I'm going to test that, show you guys real quick how that artifact works. Alright guys, I'm now going to demonstrate how the Everyman prototype artifact works. When you see my health drops around 75%, you're going to see my defense goes up, and when it drops like half, like 50%, you're going to see the defense goes up a little more, and when it drops 30% or lower, the defense is going to increase even more. Alright, let me show you guys that real quick. My defense right now is 96.7k. Pull some up. Let me grab these odds real quick. Okay, I don't want to use the powers too much. Pull this one. This one too. Alright, these should be good. Alright, it's dropping. As soon as it hit that 75% mark, you're gonna see. I'll show you guys. Alright, let me go on it real quick. I think it should be dropping now. It's gonna be soon. Watch the defense at 96. Yeah, it drops 105. See, it went up. So it's at 75, you know. When it reaches 50, it's gonna go up even higher. It's at 105. Just wait for it. Come on. It's taking very long. $123. See it that's a big boost, you know, from 105 to 123. It's gonna get even lower. Come on, it's supposed to be higher than that by now. Okay, 137 there. See how low it is? So, yeah. Defense went up to 137. So that's below 30%, like 30% and lower, you know. Alright, let me heal myself up so I won't die. Yeah, so you know that's how the Everyman prototype work. Yeah, it's a pretty nice artifact. Imagine when I level it up to rank 200, you know, I even gonna get more more defense buff, you know, depending on how much health I have. So that's why it's really good to spec into health with this artifact. It benefits off your health. The more health, the better. The more defense you're gonna get. Alright, that's it for that spec and artifacts. I'm gonna be moving on to the boss spec only and what artifacts to use. Alright, moving on to that. Alright guys, this is a pure boss spec for fire tanking. You're gonna expect the exact same way for your powers in the power tree. Let me show you guys real quick. Hold on. Traits, icon of powers. You get exact same powers if you got a lot of skill points. And if you do have a lot of skill points, I would, I normally have these here because I don't want to switch out the move. But yeah, it's Amazon Deflection, 𝗵𝗎 Lasso, 𝗕𝚎𝚎 Pheromone Bloom. And for the movement, you're gonna get the same thing. Make sure you always get these two here. And then I have Dust Off and Vacuum Bubble if I want to do the Gemini spam, but I'll come to that later on in the video. Yeah, that's about it for that. The weapon, same thing, one-handed, one skill point. Yeah, for the stats points, however, you're gonna get Focus Hybrid, same thing. Max out this, the critical healing chance and the critical healing magnitude. But I'm gonna be using two different artifacts. Well, actually, one different artifact. I'm still gonna be using the Everyman prototype where you spec in all health, but I'm gonna be using the 𝗕𝚎, and that artifact benefits off your dominance. Let me show you guys real quick. You see, I put 285 in health, and I put the rest in dominance, 233 in dominance. I'll show you why I did this. Let me go to the artifact real quick. Alright, 𝗕𝚎. Let me read this real quick for you guys. Hitting an enemy with a pull grants you an up to 7 group members health equal to 19.25% of your dominance. So it's 19.25% of your dominance. This effect is 50% more effective on tank rolls. So what they're saying here is every time I do a group, I do a pull, doesn't matter if it's group or single target, I'm going to increase the health of the group and myself based on how much dominance I have. I'm going to show you guys that really quick. So this is my, why I got a health buff here now. My defense buff, okay, that's okay. I don't really need that to show you guys any tests. Okay, my health is 338k, right? And my dominance is 34,343. Okay, where the hell these odds come out from, man? Alright, so if I hit a pull, alright, hit the pull, alright, my health went up. See, it's 356k. It's gonna drop again. It's taking a while to drop. Alright, damn, it take my long to drop, yo. Yeah, so it's 338k and it goes up to 356. That's a good bit of health. And you can imagine, me doing that with the group and stuff, So it's really good, a really good artifact for bosses only. You don't have the odds, so you're not gonna get a lot of healing. Based on like a boss only. If it's only a boss, if you want to use Mystic, it's better off using the 𝗕𝚎, in my opinion. That's just my opinion though, because Mystic is based on how much odds you have. You get more healing off of the odds. The more odds, the more healing. The 𝗕𝚎 is a better artifact, I believe. You're gonna get a health buff for the boss. If you tanking one boss, and then when your health drops and dips, you're gonna get all that health turning into defense. So the artifacts are working off each other here. The 𝗕𝚎 giving you a lot of health to buff your health, And the everyman prototype works off of health. So the more health you have, right, when your health drops to a certain amount, right, it's gonna be converted to defense. I already show you guys how the artifact work, but yeah, you guys gotta have an idea there how that artifact they work off each other. And then you got the manacles of force, gonna prevent all the one shots and stuff. And then it resets your shield. But everybody knows about that one. That's a basic, simple one. That's the first one you should get if you want to be a tank. The first one you should get is that one. It's very important. It prevents a lot of one shots. So yeah, you can see how the 𝗕𝚢𝚜 and the everyman are gonna work off each other. The 𝗕𝚢𝚜 giving you all that health, and everyman prototype works off of health. So that's why it's good to spec into to dominance and health for this one. Dominance and health, but you want to maximize on the everyman prototype because the more health the better, and then you put the rest in dominance if you got a lot of skill points. So let me show you guys real quick this loadout now. The loadout I'm using for this, it's like a pure shield, rotation loadout. Immolation, right? It's a shield. It's not really a shield. It is a shield in other words, but you still get hit. You're still gonna get a little damage. It's not like a pure shield where you won't get no damage at all. It's gonna mitigate some of the damage, but you're still gonna get some damage. Amazonian Reflection, and then you're gonna use Harlot Shield, Mesmerize and Lasso. Well, that's my taunt I'm using. You could use whatever taunt you have for your powers. I normally like to use this one in case I have to. I think it's a better pull than honest words. To me, a better pull and it's a pull and taunt at the same time. And then Backdraft, that's my healing right there, my healing pull. And Dust Off, supercharge shield, or you could use dash attack with super speed, and acrobatics or whatever, their movement, their shield. Alright, so that's it for the load. It's Immolation, Amazonian Reflection, Harlot Shield, Mesmerize and Lasso is a taunt, it's also a pull, and Backdraft and Dust Off. So Aries, let me go to that area. Aries is gonna spawn just now, and I show you guys how I'm gonna be using that rotation for Aries. For Aries now, for one boss, Immolation, I can block this move. Alright. So Immolation, taunt, shield. With Amazonian Reflection, what you want to do with Amazonian Reflection, you want to hit your immunity before you use it. So if you try to block break, it will not work. So this loader is a basically rotation loadout. You can be rotating shields for this loadout. You wanna normally hit the strongest shields, like when the boss is about to do a critical move. It's the best time to use those shields, Just stomp attack real quick. Okay. Alright, let me show you guys. You use immunity, then you hit the Amazonian Reflection. So if you try to block break you, it's not gonna work. But yeah, I'm trying to show you guys this, but it's okay. The Minotaur is here now. So yeah, it's a bit easy rotation, you know. Easy rotation. It's all shear rotation. It's like how you play with ice. Easy rotation. So that's about it for that, guys. I'll be moving on to the next rotation. Show you guys. Alright guys, this third spec here is the one I love the most, yo. It's very OP, especially when you're doing elite. This is the buff tank spec. You could use this loadout and spec and artifacts, the artifacts I'm using, for when you're doing tanking bosses and ads, and it's really good for helping buff the troll and the group and whatever. I will have another video how I normally how my league normally do the buff stuff with the buff troll, the buff healer, and the buff tank. You know how we maximize a lot of stats. It's a group effort actually. You know how we maximize all that stats, yo, to do like for the DPS to maximize your damage and stuff. It's a very good video. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, you know, look forward to that video. It's going to be a really nice video I'm going to put out there, you know, but I'm going to have my league mates help me with that one. Let me go into the buff tank spec. You're going to spec the exact same way how the other specs, let me go to the traits first. Traits, go to the flight. You're gonna get the exact same stuff here. All these stuff here. Then you go to the weapon. I guess get 100, the same one skill point. The iconic powers, same exact powers you're gonna get. You're gonna get to switch out your moves or whatever. For ammo boom here too, I have it. Okay, the stats points now. Alright, same hybrid for extra 5% dominance and restoration. Max out the critical healing chance, critical healing magnitude. Okay, for this one you want to maximize the dominance. There's a reason why I'm doing this here. You maximizing the dominance, and then you can either dump the rest into health if you're using the Everman. Well, in this case, you're not going to be using the Everman prototype actually. Normally, I would switch out if there's a lot of ads. I would switch out the Gemini, the Eye of Gemini, and put the Mystic. But you know, I normally use the Eye of Gemini with this, so I normally go with dominance and restoration here. You know, in case I want to put the Mystic in for the odds. But that's my spec, 285 in dominance and the rest in restoration. The artifacts, let me show you guys real quick. Artifacts I'm using is the Lustle, Refactor, the Eye of Gemini, and the Manacles of Force. Alright, let me explain you guys this really quick. Alright, the dominance, right? You want to maximize your dominance because the Lustle works off of your dominance. My current stats right now, my dominance is 40k dominance, right? So the more dominance you have, the better, because when you hit an enemy to pull, it's gonna, you know, buff their health depending on how much dominance you have. You see, hit an enemy with a pull grants you and up to 7 group members health equal to 90.25% of your dominance, and it's more effective in tank rules, right? 50% more effective in tank rules. So in other words, when you do the pull, your health gonna go up, so also the group health is gonna go up. So you know, that's gonna help a buff troll really good. The buff troll works off the health. The more health they have, the more they're gonna buff the group. Even like the DPSs, they're gonna give them a higher buff, you know, because they're using that claw on the tetrahedron or whatever. Because I think the tetrahedron and the cog, they work off the health buff. The cog is gonna give the prec DPS the buff, and the the tetrahedron is gonna get the might DPS, the buff, you know, the might buff. So that's why that artifact is really good for the buff groups, which I'm gonna cover later on in a next video. And also the Eye of Gemini. If your Eye of Gemini is maxed out at 200, it's really good. It's really good for this buff. I'm gonna get extra stats. So in other words, I'm gonna get, when I hit my supercharge or whatever, you know, I'm gonna get, see, 5% extra dominance, health, and restoration. So that 5% extra dominance is gonna help with my 𝗕𝚎 factor. So the Eye of Gemini is gonna, you know, work with the 𝗕𝚎 factor here and give it a little, you know, help it with, you know, buff it a little bit. Now it's gonna help with the stat buff. So, you know, that artifact together with the 𝗕𝚎, you know, works off hand in hand, you know. So that's really good for the buff stat setup we normally do with our league. That buff stat is really OP, you know. I don't know if a lot of leagues actually do that, but you know, maybe they do it but they never really share it, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm sharing it to you guys so you guys can have an idea, you know, what I normally do with my league and stuff, you know. It's really OP, yo. The DPS will kill ads really fast if you do this setup, especially with a buff troll. I will have that video later on, you know, that buff troll stuff. But you guys will have to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell button so you can see that video when I post it up. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna post it up yet. I don't have plans for it yet, you know, but I'm definitely gonna do that video. Alright, that's about it for that. I'm gonna show you guys a loadout real quick. It's the same emulation, stoke flame, highlight sheath, engulf, you know, pallades and backdraft, and then I hit the supercharge, which is I could either put in the dust off supercharge movement with the shield, or I switch it out with pheromone bloom, you know, for the extra heals. It depends, you know, the situation. Yeah, but that's about it for the buff tanking. I'm gonna show you guys now the Eye of Gemini spam loadout if you run an regular content. I mean, this is mostly for like regular content. If you want to spam a lot of greens for the group, you know, you could also do it in elite, but you know, it's actually, you're actually better off using the stronger artifacts for elite. You know, the Eye of Gemini spam is more for like regular content, like regular reads or whatever, you know, or alert if you want to spam it for the group and the alert. You know, that's what that loadout is about. You know, I'm gonna show you guys that real quick.
Game over.
Alright guys, this is the Eye of Gemini spam spec. Iconic powers. When you get Amazon Reflection, highlight shield, mesmerize and lasso, pheromone bloom. The flight you want to get supersonic, dive bomb, restrain resistant, stun resistant. It's basically the same thing like the other the other specs. Dust off and vacuum bubble. Flight. Okay, that's cool. The weapon is one skill point and weapon. Start points now. Hybrid, max critical healing chance, magnitude. I spec in dominance and restoration here because I want my shields to be a little stronger, since I'm not using the stronger artifacts like the lustre, the everyman prototype, and the mystic. These are artifacts I'm using. I'm using the Scarper Soul Cloak, Eye of Gemini, and Manacles of Force. You know, this setup is normally for if you're running like regular raids and alerts and stuff. You know, it's not really for elite. So with this setup now, if you want to do a spam, like say people are doing a DPS comp or whatever, and you want to do a spam, this is a load here real quick. Emulation, vacuum bubble. You know, that's my supercharge because I'm flight, but you could go in the movement tree and get a different supercharge depending on you know, your movement. If you're super speed, you could get dash attack, you know, or something else, you know. Highlight shield, engulf, backdraft, and pheromone bloom. That's the load right here. So I got one shield here. This is a stun here. Got next shield, highlight shield, and again you got a pull. Got the 360 pull and this the range pull, and the pheromone bloom, the supercharge, you know, heals me, and you know, you get that Eye of Gemini green spam. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Spam, hit the first supercharge. That's the green right here. I'll over, hit the next one, next green. You won't build my super. With that one, hit the next one. See, just cycling between the supercharges, between pheromone bloom. And what's the next one? Vacuum bubble. You're gonna be cycling between pheromone bloom and vacuum bubble. Also, in your head mod, you want to change the white mod to pheromone bloom, or you could switch to vacuum bubble, you know, depending. So you get that extra 2.5% supercharge back. So yeah, guys, that's my Gemini spam loadout. Forgot to be in combat there for it to work. Yeah, so yeah, that's the spam loadout. Yeah, you're gonna keep on cycling between these two supercharge, you know, just for the group to spam the supercharge. So that's an easy simple rotation. Span between vacuum bubble and pheromone bloom. Pheromone bloom. And that's when the green disappears. You're gonna hit the next one right now. Bang. Yeah, just like that. That's the spam right there. Alright guys, I'm moving on next to the let me see, I covered everything. Let me check real quick. Alright guys, that's about it. I'm wrapping up here. That's about it for the video. The next video I'll be working on is my fireball tanking video. If you guys would like to see that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button. That way you'll be informed, you know, when I release that video, so you can check it out. So alright guys, that's about it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.